How do you handle when somebody disagrees with you or challenges you on something? Do you take it personally, or are you able to separate yourself from the situation? Now, depending on where each of your strengths are is going to determine how it's presented and how it's received. So if you're the person who's upset with something and you're disagreeing and you're telling them, no, that's not right, it needs to be like this. And if you have like analytical high, it's going to look a certain way to you. But the receiver of that disagreement is going to say, what are you talking about? All your stats and all that don't matter. What really matters, if you have somebody who has like woo high, is basically how much you're liked, how much, hey, it doesn't matter what your stats are. Do the employees like what we're doing? Do our customers like what we're doing? Does everybody like what we're doing? That's what matters. And the person with analytical might be like, no, that's not what matters. Hey, these things are what matters, because no matter how much people like us, if we're not hitting the marks or if these facts aren't lining up right, then we're still not where we could be. And this could go back and forth and back and forth. So it's another reason why it's important to understand your own strengths and, if possible, the other person that you're dealing with. If they're on your team, if they're an employee of yours or a manager, or in your family or friend group, every situation that you've got something in your life where there could be disagreement and challenge, somebody's going to come at you and challenge you about it. And they might say, well, some people might think that about you and some people might think this about you. Okay, but guess what? Those things don't matter to somebody who has these types of strengths high. But these other things are going to be important to the other person. So instead of getting so lost in the disagreement on the delivery and the reception of the information, if you can have an understanding to those and come at it self-intelligently, then you can focus on the content and come up with an actual solution or a common ground on how to proceed forward. Maybe you split things up and say, okay, you're going to focus more on this, but you're going to focus more on that, and we'll separate it instead of try to do it together. Whatever it looks like for the situation. But disagreements and being challenged do not need to be looked at as attacks on your person or your character. They can just be disagreements.